Welcome back to my channel. So during today's video, I am going to be creating an eyeshadow look for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to be using my Morphe Jaclyn Hilll Volume 2 eyeshadow palette because I like the pink tones and red tones in this eyeshadow palette. So I thought this would be a perfect palette to do that with. Now, I've already set my eyes, but this palette does not have a lighter transition shade. So I'm going to go in with the Morphe Jaclyn Hilll Divine Neutrals and use the lighter shades as my transition shade. So let's get started with this look. I am going to be using my BH number 12, my large fluffy brush. And I'm going to be taking the second shade in the palette, Just Barely. And I'm going to be setting my crease area and above, right above my crease with this shade to set the concealer a little bit more and to use it as a transition shade. So I'm just going to apply a little bit more. And I like this shade because it's like the perfect shade for my skin tone. And you can use whatever shades you like that complements your skin tone. I just like this shade before I start going in with other shades, so it can blend easily for me without a whole lot of work. And I'm going to place it all the way up to the brow bone area. Okay, so now that we have that set, let's go in with the Volume 2 Jaclyn Hilll eyeshadow palette. Again, I don't know what I'm going to create, so we're just going to wing it. That's the norm for you, girl, is to wing it, because I never know. But let's get started. So I'm going to start with this Morphe 433 brush. I don't know what I'm going to do, y'all. So bear with your girl. Let's see. Let's start out with, that's a pretty shade there. But let's start out with Dance Party. It's the last matte shade on the 4th row. This really hot pink shade. And we are going to place this shade directly in the crease area and stamp it all the way across. And I'm not going directly into the inner corner, but I'm lifting my eye a little bit just to make sure I get it packed right in that crease area. And you can see it's packing like really good. This is a nice palette. I've never used this palette. So I'm going to pack the same on the other eye, direct in the crease, going towards the inner corner, but not right in the inner corner. Just going to lightly build this shade up in the crease area. I'll take a little bit more and place it right in the crease. And I'm going to use the flat side of the brush to just place it right above the crease with what's left on the brush. The pigmentation is there for this eyeshadow palette. So do the same thing for the other eye. Gonna just make sure I pack it and go up a little bit above the crease so we can get that shade blended out. So now let's take just a tad bit more, because I want to deepen up a little bit more so when I blend it, I can still have some of that shadow there. So just going to place a little bit more of this shade. This is a beautiful hot pink shade. And I'm just packing a little bit more right in that crease area. And you don't have to use this eyeshadow palette. If you have colors that are similar to this shade, you can definitely use those eyeshadows. So now I am going to take, I'm looking for a blending brush. That's not going to blend it like all the way out. So let's take that's the same brush. That's not going to work, is it? I'm going to take this Sonia Kashik brush It's an old blending brush. But I used to love this brush. This is a little black and white fiber blending brush. And I'm going to blend the shadows and the edges right in that crease. And I'm blending in light circular motions to diffuse the shadow. And I'm going to drag it over into the inner corner of the eye. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other eye and just lightly blend the shade. And I'm blending it onto the lid as well. And blending the edges out in circular motion so I can diffuse it and dragging it into the inner corner with what's left on the brush. This used to be like my all-time favorite blending brush because the fibers blend like so easy, like really easy. It gives it that smooth look when you blend your shadows. Okay, so we're just going to continue to blend a little bit more. And I'm blending upwards towards the brow bone and back in towards the eye, just diffusing those edges, making sure they are blended really good, because when you're using deeper shades like this, you want to make sure you blend really good. So I'm going to go back in with the same Morphe brush with the same pink shadow, and we're going to place a little bit more back into the crease area. And I'm using the side of the brush just to pack it back in there and on the outer V, to make sure we don't lose the shade. And I'm just packing again. Like I said, you can go in with a lighter shadow if you want. If it decreases your time, I just like to lightly build mine and then blend as I go. I'm sorry, I just need a little bit of my tea. I try to drink tea in the morning because when I get to work, I'm going to go in overdrive with my coffee. So I try to do my tea in the mornings. Y'all like my mug? I love Monday, Tuesday. Well, I don't like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but I love the weekends. I love motivational mugs. I have a lot of mugs. And when I'm doing my makeup in the morning, I know it's so random, it has nothing to do with my video. But I love my motivational mugs. They keep me going in the mornings. I really do like them. So a lot of times I'm sipping tea before I film, when I decide to film. But my mugs are like so positive in the morning. I really like my inspirational mugs. I have tons of mugs. Now I'm continuing to just pack and place this shadow. I'm liking this already, honey. I like this already. So now I am going to go in with this Eco Tools brush. This is another all-time oldie but goldie favorite brush. I used to love to use to pack shadows. So we are going to go in with the deep red shade, the last shade on the third row. We're just going to pack. This thing is going to be super red. And we are going to pack it right in the outer V. I'm just going to place it and drag it right up into the crease. But we're not going to go above the pink shade, because I just want to deepen up the outer V. This is a pigmented palette. If you have this palette, let me know your thoughts on it. I can't believe I just pulled it out, but that's what happens when you just buy makeup and it's an addiction, for real, y'all. It's an addiction. But I love it. And I'll probably never get to use half of what's in my stash. But it's just what I like to do in my free time and just play in it. I just need to catch myself filming a little bit more than I'm doing. That way you all can see me use some of this stuff. You know, what I decide to pull out. But I just love makeup. I'm sorry. It's just like, for me, people like sneakers, you know, and cars and stuff like that. And I just like makeup. So we're going to continue to add. Y'all know when I get on here, I don't know how to shut up. So if I run, just say, girl, can you please stop all the talking? And I probably won't because I just love to talk. But we're going to continue with this. Packing the red a little bit more onto the outer V. And I'm going up in the crease just a little bit, but not too high. And I am liking this look, y'all. So to blend these shades, I'm going with my Sigma brush because it's a more, how much undefined? It's not fluffy. It's a more defined brush. So we're just going to blend the edges of the red and right in the crease. I'm not going to blend the center of it because I don't want to move the eyeshadow, so we can go on with the rest of the look. So we're going to do that. I'm going to place a little bit more directly on that area again, the red shade, just to make sure we did not lose it blending those edges. This is a nice red shade, and you know, some reds and pinks like this are hard to stay in place when you apply them. That's why when I blend and stuff like that, I like to use brushes like these fiber brushes so it does not move around as much. So we're just going to flick the edges because it can be tricky with those shades. And I'm just flicking upwards. Okay, so now I'm going to go back in with my BH number 12 brush. I'm going to go back in with the shade Just Barely, just to make sure this crease area is transitioned to my liking. I didn't want it too dark because it's so pinky and reddish. I like it. It's really pretty. So now we are going to go in with my BH base booster. Now the last time I used, I have like a little hole in the tube, so I put it in this little jar, but it is the BH Cosmetics base booster. I'm going to take a little bit on my ring finger, and y'all know I like to rub them together and place it right on the center of the lid and go over into the crease. And I like to use the tip of my finger to place it directly in my crease area. Now I'm not going to go all the way over and cover up the red because I want the red to definitely stand out with the pink seeping through it. I'm doing the same thing for the other eye, just making sure the glitter glue is placed on the lid, the inner corner, and the crease area with the tip of my finger with what is left on it. And you just want to make sure it's tacky. So now I'm going to wipe my finger off. I don't know what shade I'm going to use on my lid. I do not know. But I'm going to take my fluffy brush by Morphe Cosmetics. Let's see. I don't know. The shade I'm probably going to use is, let's use the last shade on the second row. It looks like kind of a, I don't know. I can't describe this shade. Let's see. It's like a pink gold shade. Yeah, it's like a rose gold. Let's try it. So we're going to pack it on the side of the brush and tap it where we place the glitter glue. That's actually not bad. So I'm going to press a little bit harder because I feel like it's more like a shimmer topper type shade because it's really on the sheer side. But we're going to continue with it because I do like how it's placing. So take a little bit more. And I'm using the tip of the brush to place the shade directly in the crease. And I could probably use my finger to make it quicker, but again, y'all know I like to build my shades, so this works for me. Continuing to pack and in the crease. This is pretty. I like it. So let's do the same thing for the other eye. And I'm just packing it. And going in the crease with the tip of the brush. And like I said, if you use your finger, you probably could be done with it much quicker than I am. But like I said, I just like to use the brush so I can control how much is placed on my lid. So I'm continuing to just place it on the lid and directly in the crease area. I'm actually liking it. It's really coming together pretty. So take a little bit more. Like I said, I think it's more like a topper shade because it's really sheer. But it's okay because I didn't have a heavy hand with the lid shades and the transition shades. So it's working perfectly together. So now I'm going to use the tip of the brush to place it right in that inner corner going up into the center of the crease area so they can kind of come together. Now I do like that. So I'm going to take a little bit more of this shade and go like right on the, a little past the center of the lid because I feel like the other eye has a little bit more shimmer on it. So we're going to make sure they complement each other and match somewhat. So we're going to place a little bit more. Okay, and this eye again. That is coming together so pretty. So now I'm going to go back in with the Echo Tools. And we're just going to place what's left on here for now, just to see if we need to place any more on the brush. I'm just going to pack right back in that outer V, the red that's left on the brush. And now I'm going to go in with my Sigma again. And we're going to diffuse these edges of the shimmer shade. And I'm just flicking towards the outer V. I'm not blending, I'm just flicking to get the harshness out of the shadow. And you can see it's kind of like spreading out, going towards the outer V. It's not as harsh as it was. So now I'm going to go in with the same brush and lightly go in windshield wiper motions and small circular motions in the crease area to make sure that's blended as well. This is so pretty. Okay, so I think that should do it. But now I'm going to take my 433 brush and just lightly, I did not apply any more shadow, and just lightly blend the crease area again to make sure we have a little bit more pink right in that crease with the glitter. And now I'm going in light circular motions after I place what's left on the brush directly in the crease again, and then light circular motion going upwards towards the brow bone area. And make sure it is blended like super good. And I know it's taking long to do this video, but when you're dealing with shadows this bright and this bold, you have to take your time, especially when you're not an expert like me. I'm not an expert at all, but I like the way this is coming together. So I'm going to take my BH brush, and we're not applying any more shadow. I'm just blending everything together. Because you want to make sure that area is like blended really well. So now I'm going to take my makeup wipe. I don't even know how long this is, y'all. I'm sorry. But you know I have to take my time. I have to really take my time. And I'm adding my micellar water to my wipe, and I'm pressing. And I've been doing this lately, pressing it first instead of just wiping, because I have like eyes that are irritated like really, really bad. And then we're going to wipe. Ooh, that's pretty. Same thing for the other eye. I like it. This is so pretty, y'all. I like it, I like it, I like it. So now I'm going with the Sigma brush just to make sure these edges are blended to my liking. I like this. And again, I said, if y'all don't own a fiber blending brush, these are like lifesavers too when you have these deeper shades and stuff like this, and you want to, well, not just this shade, but it works perfect when you press with time like me, and you want to make sure those edges are blended. Fiber brushes are the way to go. I have a couple fiber brushes, but I just happened to run across these two when I was just going through my stash, just looking at stuff I haven't used. So I'm continuing to just flick out the edges, and I think this should do it. Yes, baby, I like it. So this is the final eye look. I love how this has come together. So I'm gonna do my norm, jump off camera, finish the rest of my face, and I will be back to show you guys my final look. See you guys in a bit. Welcome back. This is the final look, and I love how this look came together. I'm trying to get this curl the way I want it. But I love how this look came together. Now for the lower lash line, I used the palette again, the Morphe Jaclyn Hills Volume 2, and I applied the shade Oh Hello on my lower lash line, going from the outer V, midway center, and the shade right above it, the shimmer shade Empowered. I applied that right from the inner corner to the, not inner corner, the center of the lower lash line all the way to the inner corner. Now, to highlight my inner corner, I used my Beauty Bakery's Coffee and Cocoa, and I used the first shade on the bottom row, You're Grounded, in my inner corner. I didn't want a bright inner corner today, and I think that is perfect, and it blended really good. And I also highlighted my cheekbone area and my nose and a little bit on my Cupid's bow with the same shade. Now for my bronzer today, bronzer and blush, I used the last shade in the palette, and that is La Vida Mocha. This is really pretty. It's that natural peachy looking tone that I use as a blush today. Now for the rest of my face, I used my Milani Perfect and Conceal, and I mixed it with, this is the shade Creamy Nude, and I mixed it with the shade Light Cream. Light Cream? No, it just say light. I'm sorry. I used those two shades today to get the shade of my base, and of course I contoured, and not contoured, I'm sorry, bronzed. I didn't contour today. I bronzed with my Ace Beauté, the last two shades in the palette, and my Juvia's Place palette and tan, the duo palette. And for my lips today, I used my Lorac Pro lip liner in Duchess. I love this thing. I might be about out of it. A little bit, not a whole lot left, but I love this nude lip liner. It's so creamy. And for my gloss, I used my Morphe lip gloss, and this is, y'all know I can't see. I don't know. Well, I can't read this little bit of writing, but this is the packaging. Let me see if I can turn it. I don't know if you guys can see that, because I really can't see. Is it upside down? I don't know, but this is the shade. You all get it. I can't see. But that completes the final look. I love, love, love this look for Valentine's Day. It is so pretty. It was easy to do. I know I rambled a lot during the video, but I hope you all found this video helpful. You can follow my steps. Like I said, I do love it. I love it. I love it. And I like this eyeshadow palette. The formula is really, 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 really good. It was easy to blend on my eyes, and beautiful, beautiful shades together. So if you have not done so already, comment, like, and subscribe to your channel to become a part of my YouTube family here. I would love and appreciate it. And until then, I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.